Hello! Big shout outs to all of our new members. I haven't done this in a while, but I am bringing this shout out feature back for any members that rejoin the channel. Two attempts. That's all it took this month to get the brand new Dragon of the Month, Olaf! So of course I'm going to pick that 1 day and 14-hour breeding time egg. And there is Olaf in a breeding den. So the Olaf Dragon is a legendary dragon that has legendary plant and metal elements, and in order to breed Olaf you need to breed together 2 dragons this month that have water, metal, wind and fire elements. And as always, the DML Planner website has all of the information that you need on the best breeding combinations to breed this dragon. As you just saw, the combination that I ended up getting him with on my second try was Agnes and Metal. And technically this isn't the best combination that you can use, this is the second best combination, because this one has very few possible outcomes, but very high average misbreed times. So, although I was successful, this actually isn't the best combination that you can use, technically speaking. The best combination that you can use to try and breed Olaf this month is actually the Fire plus Regal dragons. And now, you may see a boiling dragon egg in my breeding den here, and that's because most of the dragons that you'll get through this breeding combination have very short breeding times. And the DML Planner here will show you this. So for instance, we have 9 possible outcomes with Fire plus Regal, but you'll see that the breeding times are 24 minutes, 36 minutes, an hour and 12 minutes, with a max of 4 hours and 48, which means that the average misbreed time is incredibly low on this breeding combination. So if you're going to be breeding consistently and coming back to the game very often, then the Regal plus Fire Dragon combination is the best breeding combination for you. Now, if you are going to be leaving the game for quite a while, or say you're going to be using 2 breeding dens like in my case, then the second best breeding combination is Agnes plus Metal. And again, if we go back to DML Planner here, you'll see that there are just 5 other possible outcomes with this combination. Well, that's actually including Olaf. So 4 other possible combinations, and there is one that has a long breeding time in the form of Regal, so it's pretty much a must that you need to be using a double egg relic with this breeding pair. But the others have at least a 4 hour and 48 minute breeding time, which is as high as the highest one from the first combination. So this is still a very solid combination, but on average you'll have to be waiting a long time before you can go and breed again. But as always, if you don't have either of those rares or any epics that you can use to try and breed, then there is also this combination here in the form of War plus Ice. And now this does have 12 possible outcomes, and the overall chance is quite low, and the average misbreed time is a little bit higher, but this is a combination that newer players can use, and you'll have a 2.38% chance of breeding Olaf, and plus you have the chance of getting the other rares and of getting Regal with this combo. So honestly, it's a good idea overall. But the other things that I would say when you're trying to breed a dragon like Olaf is make sure that you have your extra den relics going if you've got any of them available, and also make sure that you have your second den relics as well. If you really want to try and breed for him very quickly, then it's basically going to be breed in 1 den, breed in the second den, breed in 1 den, breed in the second den. Try and use Kronos if you have it available to do a 6-hour time skip to help you out with all of that. And then the other thing to remember when breeding dragons, especially dragons of the month, is of course leveling up your dragons, because when you level up your dragons it does increase your chances of getting rarer offspring. So that means, for example, if the War Dragon was used in a breeding combination, then instead of just keeping him at level 4, which is the level that he can start breeding at, it's actually a better idea to level him up and level him up. And if you're a newer player, I would suggest leveling up your dragons to around about level 15, because that's still very easy and cheap to be able to afford the food to do that. If you are a higher level player, then maybe you can level them up to level 20 if you really want, but I wouldn't go too much further past 20 to 30 absolute max, because I don't think it really helps out too much. But that is how you breed the dragon of the month, and I got very lucky this time around, but it does takes a lot of rebreeding with the different combinations, and then you'll be successful. The last thing to note when I talk about breeding dragons of the month is that, of course, any dragon that I suggest for you to use in this breeding combination, you can use a dragon with the same elements. So if we go back to the DML Planner website, for instance, and we go to pick one of these breeding combinations, we can click Metal plus Agnes, and it will also show us the other dragons that we can use. So Metal plus Imperial, Metal plus Ginger, Metal plus Masked Leviathan or Merchant, and then with Fire plus Regal, we could also use Steampunk, Box, or Arctic, and they would work the same. So this is the case for all Dragon of the Month breedings ever. So if you've got any of the other dragons, then you should also be in with a good chance of getting this dragon. You could also use the Water plus Bludgeon combination, but I think the other combinations are just better overall, so I wouldn't really suggest it. But anyway, that is how you can get your hands on the new Dragon of the Month, Olaf. I do wish you the very best of luck, and I hope that you can get this dragon quickly. But let me know how your breeding luck is going this month.